You're right there. It appears that Restream, where is it? This little sucker has taken away my ability to do the whole counting down, which means you'll just have to watch me vibing while eating my cookie as I quickly check the audio to make sure it's working. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so that one works. Yep, that one works as well. Alright. Both are working. I'm still eating my cookie. So, hello everybody. Welcome to another stream where today we are not playing Minecraft, we are reading Minecraft, and yeah, that's kind of it. So, if I don't know, if you have no idea what's going on, then you might want to get off just because this is a book and this is literally the last chapter. And so it's okay. You can vibe if you want, but I mean, you're gonna have just a warning. You're gonna have no idea what's going on. So, I wanted to warn you of that real quick. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this aside. It's just freshly baked. My little sister's like, "You want one?" I think yes. So yeah, Minecraft. Probably should have waited until I was closer to finish with the cookie, but I thought the whole counting down would help give me at least a minute to eat my cookie. And now I'm not eating a cookie every time before a stream. It's just this once. It just happens to be this once. I don't know how's your guys' day been doing. I don't want it to get cold and still nice and warm. Cookies. So yeah, what's your favorite kind of cookie? I like cookies. I'm really sad that Restream doesn't have the counting back thing. And just gonna be sitting here eating my cookie. In front of a bunch of others. Alright. We're done with the cookie. Let me just continue eating it. So yeah! How's everybody doing? It has been so long since I have last streamed one of these reading streams, and that is simply because I have had little to no time at all to actually prepare. Unblurry, please, thank you. To actually prepare. Oh yeah, it's like since camera. Look at the camera. Look at it. It's beautiful. But anyways, this beautiful prize and joy of this entire series may be getting replaced soon. Does that fix anything? I don't know. But anyway, my brother has been like, "Yo, I don't use my face camera, so do you want to use it?" And I'm like, "Yes, please. I need as good as our old pal, our old friend, our old acquaintance has been. Mr. Blurry Face has been a little bit, blurry lately. So I think it'd be good to get a new one, and so then I can do more face cam stuff potentially. I don't usually get as many views when I do face cam, so might just want to not do that. But anyways, so yeah, I have floofy hair now. If last time I streamed with face cam, it was like all short, so now it's gotten nice and long, and I can put my fingers in it, and people like to touch my hair, and that's kind of it. They like to go pat, and I'm just like, why do you betray me? I don't know. So anyways, let's get to reading, because I have a lot of reading to do, and I've been spending the last 5 minutes eating a cookie and talking about a face cam in my hair. So, yeah. Need water. Hello, secondary face camera thing that's just looking at me. Anyways, chapter 26, the very last chapter, it says, okay, take this number right here and add a 0 at the end. That's how many words there actually are, my dear viewers and my dear listeners, if you are just listening to this while playing Minecraft, which of course is my favorite hobby. So yeah. We have a lot of words to do. That's why I'm calling this one part 1. Cause I probably won't be able to get through many more. So yeah, let me do this. Okay. Anyways, before we ramble on, let's talk about the rambling that is right here. So right here, down here is okay. There's a whole 1,000 words that is really nothing. It's really okay. It's important if you needed to have your memory jogged. It's kind of like a previously, but it's actually in the story, and how I was imagining it was there's a black screen, and you just have these voices, sound effects, and all this kind of stuff from previous scenes, and all this stuff playing in in a row, as you're supposed to be remembering, as the reader you're supposed to be remembering that, because whenever I think of a book, I imagine it as a movie or a TV show or something, and that usually helps me. But in scenes like this, I wasn't really thinking about how annoying it'd be to read through all this with no context. So yeah, I'm just kind of gonna be skimming through it. So that'll be about 1,000 words. That'll hopefully be cut down a lot, because I'll just be skimming through. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Also, I kept doing this, but kind of right before I entered the stream, I just kept being like, and then trying to do the eyebrow wiggle thing, and that was fun. It took up 5 minutes of my life just doing in the back and forth. I'm a very productive gamer. So anyways, let's just chapter 26 at last. Again, I'm just gonna be skimming through this part because it's just a bunch of quotes previously that are supposed to help jog your memory of what has previously happened, and hopefully clue in on things that were supposed to be plot holes but are now going to be made sense of. So yeah. You get lost, or did you just want to play a small game of tag? Don't exactly remember what scene that was from. It's been so long. But yeah, I actually spent several hours skimming through the entire book for lore bits and little bits of information, and being oh, this will be perfect, and then I spent forever putting them into the right order, and then I spent forever trying to make sure that it was a lot of effort for nothing. I could have just done previously, like I've done all the other times. But just this time, anyways, just imagine cinematic movie, black screen, the main character has just died, and now this is there in the black void of space, and all these different voices are calling to them. Yeah. Do you know what do you know what this thing is yet? I still don't quite get it. How about Cody? Cody, Cody, is it really you? Splash! Couldn't just leave you alone now, could I? Wait, Steven and Alexa? Nah! Trust me, I'll be fine, friend. See, this is why we don't make friends with mortals. They only ruin our emotional state. Kaboom! Listen! There is a difference between the immortal and the mortal. Immortal don't die, while mortal do. Something like that. Now just understand this already and move on. That is so much more implication. It is just a sound effect. Oh no, I accidentally. Oh no, I went to the. It does the correction thing, and I don't like to be corrected. Thank you. Go back, please. I need to. Thank you. All right. This is. Oh man, it just like the sound effect, and I'm just getting tons of flashbacks. Not just from this book, but this is how I string a whole bunch of books together with one single. That's how insane my brain is. I can just string a bunch of books together just because of one little sound effect. Anyways, whatever you are feeling, good again, my Herobrine voice. Whatever you are feeling inside can hurt you. Let me just make sure my Minecraft is working. Okay. It can hurt you. It can hurt those around you. It can hurt me. So how about you try controlling this? Whatever you are feeling, reduce it down to a minimum. Okay? I told you to stay so I'm just having fun with it. Wait. Oh yeah, I had plans to do funny voices with this, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do funny voices. I still want to do cinematic. Okay, sorry about that. Made from N-Sky. I will put it to good use. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just being a writer and being like, yo, I love this. Anyways, take notes, people. I guess all I'm saying is take notes and try to see if any of this correlates somehow into a theory. Not even the longest a book could hold all my adventures. And to think that all I have done for you, that you would suddenly betray me? Fine. Want to play it that way? Just you wait. Did you block me from your mind? Twang. Okay. Inner peace. No laughter. Laughter is for the weak. Okay. Where do you think you are going, Demon? Kala. Okay, I want to do funny voices. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do funny voices now. Call us immortals. It is always annoying when you humans call us gods, cause that would mean we actually created the world. Which no, as amazing as it would be to have such power, not even I can claim to have made this world. Yep, I never even had a family. What even was that? Just like you wore, just like you swore when you were just like you swore when you were an immortal, just like you swore your oath to fight by my side and never leave, just like you swore you wouldn't go back to those humans. No, I don't think you really do mean anything. You are no friend of mine. You aren't even an immortal. More like some strange blob of useless emotions. Heh. And you thought I cared. Anyways, crack, pow, boom. There are so many of these. My gosh. Okay, anyways, doomed. Oh, me. Well, I don't even have a real name. The first ever name I was ever given was handed to me by my enemies. It's a name I plan on never using again. That's for sure. We must combine our power and make it mortal. That is the only way. Gah! Not again! I will not let you live this time. I was never like the rest of them. I was never like the rest of them. Oh my gosh, I'm just joking around with my past self right now. I'm just like, yo. But anyways, let me show you why are there two of these? It's because they're actually two different people saying that. Question is, who? So one of these was actually in one of the third person stories by Null, and the other one was by you. You, my dear reader. Oh no, I'm the reader. Anyways. Say hello to the universe for me and stay dead. So like this is supposed to be Noel, to Noel. This is Noel saying it, and then this is him saying, Herobrine saying this to Noel, and then this is also you saying this, and then this was Herobrine saying this to you. So basically, what I'm trying to do is correlate that the two might potentially be connected. That's what I was hoping to get with this, with all of these words. That is what I was hoping to get. Slam. Great transition to silence. Okay. Oh no, it's a first person point of view. I decided I'd use all three different points of view. I think I alluded to this before, but now it's real. Arise, arise, arise. Arise. Okay. An indistinguishable voice echoed in my head. Slowly, my eyes opened, greeted by a hollow darkness. Though I should have been frightened, not seeing anything around me, or even feeling tangible earth beneath me, there was no fear about me. Notice, I could feel myself moving, but do not see my limbs in front of me. What? Where am I? Literally, I asked whoever had spoken before. The voice had somehow sounded so familiar, as if it had been my own. Ooh. Anyways. You are Ooh. Okay. You are still forming. Wait a minute. But go ahead. Have a look. The voice coaxed in a gentle-hearted way, chuckling chuckling weakly to itself as I stumbled up, attempting to stand on nothingness. But my eyes darted around, head following as I searched for something to look at. First, there was nothing but darkness, but then a sharp turn brought something bright and colorful into view. I swung clumsily around in order to catch sight of the thing again. There, before me, a sphere of blue and green. It existed at just about the height and width from my toe to my waist. I stared curiously at this sphere for a moment, scratching my head when absolutely nothing came to mind. What is that? I asked the mysterious yet so well-known voice. It chuckled again. Then I felt physical contact of something denser than water, but not exactly solid matter, lightly resting on my shoulder. My head swung around quickly, being met with two scrunched, glowing wide eyes. They didn't scare me, not in the slightest. The eyes were filled with wisdom and compassion I could only wish to possess. With its eyes alone, the dark form smiled. About its exterior, apostrophe, no! I would think that this late on, I would know how to use an apostrophe correctly, but no. I really need to make like a short video that's just like a compilation of me getting angry at my own past self's grammar errors. Not sure if that'd be really entertaining, but I mean it would be interesting. For me at least. About its exterior. It emitted dark cloud-like particles, which rose slowly and partially consumed its form. One moment, please. I got things on. Oh my gosh, never mind this. I just keep scratching my glasses. That's fun. That's great. Yeah, my cleaning thing for my glasses really just doesn't help anymore. It really just doesn't help. It helps a little bit, but mostly it just scratches it up now. All right. Um, But its exterior, it emitted dark like cloud particles really slowly. I stood bewildered, absolutely bewildered. That is your Earth. It gestures forwards, towards the sphere of green and blue. I have I have created both the planets and you from the energy of my planet and self. And soon, when all is ready, I will pass on with my planet, and whatever is remaining in me will become yours. You will be known as the protector of this earth, and as I was the protector of mine. Sometimes you will even be referred to as the universe by those who speculate about your existence. Your lifespan will also resemble my own, as it will end in the same way as mine currently is, as is all life. The dark void being then lifted his hand from my shoulder and gestured that same hand around, where I turned to see, behind me, resting rested a much different sphere. The only colors upon it were black and glowing red. Every now and then, the entire thing would vibrate, violently ripping the clumps of land mass apart. I watched as the living form from the form of darkness stumbled with this, and a very small, gentle stream of golden energy rose from both the dying planet and its protector, swirling around and directly into me and my own planet. Heh. See what I mean? Look at me being all philosophical. Aw, cute little past me. Anyways. I was like, I'm gonna come up with the whole Minecraft worlds thing and come up with the reason why there's so many different Minecraft worlds. Anyways, I actually had a whole separate chapter in a different book where I explain my complex thoughts, and I put it in there as I explained, and one of my friends who read it was just like, what the heck is this even about? And I'm like, I don't know. I made up my own religion for Minecraft, I guess. So anyways, so don't worry about me. This is all simply a natural phase. In time, you will grow to understand that yourself. Until then, why don't you have a look at the planet I have created? Specially made. You may not know what a volcano is yet, but I made sure to create a little, as little as possible. They were quite troublesome on my planet. Well, go on. No need to stare at me blankly. Go explore. The void being happily shooed me away, chuckling. I spun around quickly, suddenly eager to have a closer look at this planet I would be calling my own. I walked up to the planet, standing on something neither mass nor non-existent. I took a look at the two objects orbiting the planet. The slightly larger one was yellow and glowing brightly, giving life to the green resting upon the sphere. On the other, on the exact opposite side was a smaller object, rock, glowing dimly, as it endlessly tried to provide as much light as the sun. The yellow sphere, I didn't know how the knowledge seemingly appeared from my mind, but I didn't question it, for that must just be how all things work naturally. Basically, he's gaining information like not naturally from the previous being. um, yeah, because that makes sense. Um, but I didn't question it, for that must just be how the. I sat beside the globe, taking a good look at the white at the white, which gathered in puffs about the planet as well, hovering over the land mass and water. I examined the land as some of it shot up above the clouds, uh, while other places sloped so low that it was a wonder no water had come to fill it. Would you like to turn on the stars? The other voice asked. Turning on the stars, yo. Stars? I questioned as I did so. I listened to my own voice this time as well. It sounded exactly like the other's voice. No wonder it felt so familiar. Yes, the stars, a sign of hope. Everyone on your planet will be looking up to the stars for signs of wonder and joy, the void being said, as if instinctively. I lifted my hand upward to the darkness, which was immediately brought to life when brightly shining dots consumed the void. I stared up in awe at their beauty, then had another look back at the wiser and asked with a tilted head, Everyone? Yes, the void spoke, voice tired but caring. There are creatures which live on your planet. They are yours to care for, along with the very planet they live on. Unlike you, they will have no knowledge of how things truly work, but they will always wonder. Now, it is important that you take special care of the mortals. Mortals? Yes. Unfortunately, there has been a recent disturbance in energy, meaning that some of the creatures will be born with much more power than others, like the original four, who are sometimes never born, who are sometimes never born, created to help you judge the rights and wrongs of the immortals' actions, who are sometimes never. Okay. Right now, only the immortal ones have been created, for I decided the others should be born as mortals later. L- look for them now. I am sure they will not be hard to find. I turned as instructed, gazing upon the planet, trying to spot what the wiser had just told me about. As I squinted, I'm sorry if this is really boring, by the way. I'm I personally think it's interesting, but I know not everyone has the same you know enjoys about it. So I just want to say, if you're like, well, this is a bummer, don't worry. There's a reason this chapter is over 9,000 words long. There's gonna be action, all that other crazy stuff. But right now, I'm trying to relay the foundation and hopefully expand y'all's brains of some kind to understand where I was coming from with this story. And also talk about funny philosophy stuff. Anyways, um, as I squinted, I was amazed when my vision zoomed in, gliding between the clouds, mountains, and even trees, finally stopping at a meadow, where all I had to do was move a little to get a better angle of the two most obvious creatures I spotted. I took a mental note that I would have to study the rest in time. Yeah, yeah, right there. Do you know their names? You should, since that information is now eternal, along with the original four's souls. The original four, I think I explain it later, but just in case if I don't, it's basically um characters who are able to continue on with the worlds. Every world is like a little different. I kind of briefly explained that, but I'll just keep reading. I'll just keep reading. You guys are smart. I'm not sure if I was smart enough to write this properly, but okay. You're right. Do you know their names? Okay. I looked closely at the two upright, standing creatures, nearly a block and a half tall. Ooh boy, they tall ones. um. Oh wait, oh wait, never mind. That's 1 block and a half. Okay, they shorties. I thought it was 2 blocks and a half tall, and I was like, oh wow, are they tall? Because all those memes about girls liking tall ones. Anyways, nearly a block and a half tall, so they chilled, Both appeared to be stumbling just like me not too long ago, but like kind of me, like me, I was. So they're stumbling like the other, the more the space guy who was earlier. I don't think I summed up. I helped at all with that. Anyways, both looked nearly the same age, which was young for them. Children. As I watched, information I didn't know I even had told me automatically who was who. There, to the right of my view, was a young lad with dark brown hair, coal black eyes, and wore a basic outfit of brown shirt and gray pants. I could sense within him immediately the power he possessed. Same as his brother, equal in strength. Beside him, another, slightly younger lad stood on wobbly feet taking his first step. He adorned lighter tinted brown hair, eyes which glowed like the stars, and a simple outfit, too, of a cyan shirt and indigo pants. Yo, I used the word indigo. I was so smart back then. Anyways, he he appeared much more daring as he began hovering like it was second nature to him, floating above the ground instead of fighting gravity. The other appeared jealous until he too began to float. I smiled as the two young boys excitedly turned their attentions to the world around them, to the trees, the grass, the animals, the sun, the endless space, full of endless opportunity. In such freedom, the two flew round carelessly. It took them a moment to practice, but soon the two were even chasing each other around at high speeds, narrowly dodging obstacles about them. I smiled happily at the two, enjoying their free spirited nature and even a little bit of their careless attitudes. I knew their names then, Notch and Herobrine. There was this that's the original four. Not Shiro, Brian, Steve, and Alex. Basically, tying in a bunch all the different. I You could potentially use this to tie in all the different fan fictions out there if you wanted to. Just a little idea, if you wanna collab. Anyways, there was so much to see, but oh wait, there was so much to see, so much to learn. Constantly, I was having to dismiss things for later inspection. There was just so much life. Do you like it? I got a flashback to How to Train Your Dragon 2. Anyways, the wiser asked. I smiled back at it, finally catching a glimpse of my own shoulder as I did so. It too was dark like the void, and emitted dark smoke, like substance from my form. Excited about this, I took a look at my new arms, feet, feeling around my head to make sure it was there. My form also felt much more solid compared to that of the wiser, who, now, was nearly transparent. My mind saddened, knowing I would not have them around for much longer. But the wiser appeared to be happy, and with its hands gesturing and with its hands gestured for me to explore my planet further. Heh, no need to worry about me. As I have already said, I will simply become one with my creations. But, young protector, now it is of the utmost importance that you take good care of that planet. Oh, what troubles will occur. And all I can do is set up everything to go as smoothly as possible. But one can never fully prepare for the actions of free will. Oh, philosophical 16-year-old me be like, big brain. Um, like always. uh, what should I do? How can I make things go smoothly? I asked, utterly confused at this point. I didn't know how to handle such a large task. I had just been created, after all. In time, you will learn. In time, you will grow. In time, you will know exactly what to do. But it helped me, for one, when I looked upon the planet as my own home, even calling it such. It is in fact confusing. I guess your best option would be to simply explore and learn. No burp? Okay, that's good. Wait. Me. Okay. The wiser said, setting in an idea. Looking again upward at the bright dots which looked so distant but felt so close, I closed my eyes and just enjoyed their strength. Finally, I turned again to. Oh, hello. Hey, Arissa 2, how you doing? Social comments display here. Oh, okay, that's that thing. Finally, I turned again to the planet, examining once again the blues and greens, and even little splotches of tan and gray. Hello, Arisatu is back. You might want to go backwards. I know it might not be as fun because it isn't live, but yeah, that's good. I'm glad you're doing all right. I am chilling, and I have a job now, so I can't stream as much as I used to. So that's sad, but at least I'm making money. Anyways, for one, when I looked up on the planet as my home, even calling it such, it is in fact confusing. I guess your best option. Oh wait, I already read that. Anyways, Maya's just enjoyed the strength. Finally, I turned again to the planet and examined the once again blues and greens, and even little splotches of tan and gray. Carefully, I placed my hand upon its surface, and my hand stopped by the atmosphere, and I spoke very softly, just between me and my planet. Just between me and my creatures. Just between me and my home. I promise. I promise I will protect you. You. That's how I do the echoing, by the way. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to keep that promise. Oh boy, how? I think we're like 2,000 words in at least. Just by calculation of Big Brain, I think we're about 2,000 words in. Oh, I forgot to turn on my light. Hey, it's brighter in here now. um, I promise. It was like a game of chess, except it was me against millions. The two original brothers made my job nearly impossible, as they thrashed out at one another endlessly, seeking nothing but the other's blood. Most mortals stay out of it, thankfully, but the tension between the two brothers brought up countless fights in the streets. Communities fought other communities at the hands of the fear of destruction, in the end only bringing it upon themselves. Things really started getting bad when I saw lower immortals begin to take sides with the two brothers, the higher immortals. I longed for the return of the old days, when everything was peaceful and the world wasn't so complicated. After a couple millenniums, oh boy, this is millenniums. Oh, anyways, I had had enough. Let's take, since I'm the writer, okay? I'm the writer, which means I control the universe. All right. Anyways, enough with the bragging, but since I basically do control this universe, I'm going to change millenniums to, not centuries, but like maybe 50 centuries. I don't know, how long is a century? Is a century 100 years? It was a few thousand years, but not like anything really far. Wait, a millennium is like 1,000 years, right? I did research before I actually wrote this in here. I promise. I always try to do research before, like, basic time stuff, especially. But then I forget it, and so I have to research it again. And I just have to research it over and over again. I still have to research the difference between desert and dessert. I did that just yesterday when I was writing. I was like, and then they went into the was it desert or dessert? So I had to search it up, and I've been searching that up for years. Every time I bring up desert or dessert, I'm like, which one was it? And so I have to go online and I have to be like, Google, please tell me. Oh boy. I still have that problem. Hello, new reader. I'm just complaining about dessert and desert. It's alright. I'm good. Anyways, um, let's continue reading our nice, peaceful ASMR video. ASMR stream. The higher mortals, I longed for the return of the old days when everything was peaceful and the world wasn't so complicated. After a couple millennia. Oh no, two of them left. They don't like the ASMR. Okay, let's go. um, I had had enough. I fell to my knees in utter defeat beside the planet, crying, unable to produce tears. As I watched young Herobrine, now an adult, burn down an entire city in his fight against Notch, killing thousands of innocents. His brother being just as careless. No matter what I did, nobody listened to my signs. Nobody paid attention to me anymore, as they had in those first centuries. Changing the weather had done nothing. Communicating through animals had done nothing. Even sending my own voice into the ears of many had done nothing. As I sat solemnly, fighting back the urge to cry, I thought, surely this couldn't be it. Surely this wasn't the extent of what I can do. Surely there was something else I could do. And it hit me. Like a fist to the face, likely would. In the past, I had found ways to send myself in spirit form down to watch over the planet, as if I were living upon it. Perhaps there was a way I could send myself fully onto the planet, where I could speak with everyone personally and stop them from ruining the place they and I alike called home. Quickly, I searched within myself to see if this were possible. It took time, but I did find out there indeed was a way in which I rejoiced internally. I still couldn't stand to appear I still couldn't stand to appear happy when when there were thousands suffering. Well, time wastes for no man, including me. Stepping back, away from the planet, I crafted a sphere of white and gold. This is where it transitions from the philosophical to the not. Don't worry, guys. Action soon. Action soon. Unless if I end it right before, just to tease you guys, since it is coming up to an hour, just 20 minutes. I probably should stop talking, because then that is just kicking it down even more, and that means going to be less time for reading, and you guys are going to be really angry with me because I'm not going to get to read anything cool, and I'm just going to be talking about time and talking about the time being wasted and talking about all this other stuff. And yes, I'm doing okay, Arissa, too. Thank you for asking. Uh, Sometimes I be like this in my head, and I'm just like, how can anyone stand me? Anyways. Stepping back, away from the planet, I crafted a sphere of white and gold between the palm of my hands. As it grew, I spoke a promise into the energy itself. I promise, upon this very day, that all which hath corrupted you shall soon fall to prey. Ooh, I was being all... Okay, I'm just... Stop making fun of yourself. It's okay. It's okay to have a little bit of nice magic-y. And, like, what's it called? A poem. It's okay to be all poetic sometimes, especially whenever you're young and naive. Okay, let's just go with that. Deep inside, I could feel it. I had never done something like this before. There was a faint hint of strain, which spoke to my mind, telling me it was too risky, telling me there were a number of things that could go wrong. My internal conscience was quickly silenced, however, for I knew. Congratulations! You have redefined the art of poetry. Congratulations. Thank you. I know. I have. I know. I'm gonna go down in the history books now. Down there with William Shakespeare himself. Ah. Never done something like this before. For I knew it was the only way to save my world, the only way I could ever truly protect it. I huffed, strain growing to a point I had never stretched it. I had never stretched it before. In a hurry to relieve the stress. So stress and brain go ee, and then he gonna be like, don't worry, self. There we go. Stress no longer stretching. I am great at illustrating. Sphere's energy with left. In a hurry to relieve the stress, I spun a portal before me, like Doctor Strange does, you know, like the woo. Um, that's fun to imagine. From the sphere's energy, which I let hover before me. Soon there was a portal into the sky, a portal which shone the ending destruction of the immortals. Eyes stuck on, so it's like a thing down. It looks like a magnifying glass, basically. Very. Got to go. Homework. Sorry. That's alright. That's alright. You have fun with your homework. I still have homework to do, honestly, but my mama said that I could read real quick. So bye bye. Have fun. And I shall continue reading. Yep, we're not even halfway there. Oh boy. Have strong rum first as perform hard with you. So there was a portal. Yeah, casually. Okay, I stuck on the other being with eyes much like my own. I jumped through the portal with a running start, ready to intervene. Only things didn't exactly go as I planned. Uh-oh. There was a small spark as the hurried portal began to weaken. By the time I was held way through, halfway through. It was halfway through. Don't know why autocorrect didn't tell me that, or even my own brain. Halfway through, the portal collapsed in on me. Oh no, it got chopped in half. Just kidding. Sensations I had never felt before, now identified as pain, stroked across my body as I flailed within the torment of bright lights and gravity. Something wrong was happening. My energy was sucked from me, and the entirety of my memories with it. So, basically, he go through portal, but since portal fail, um, only, part of him or them, whatever, went down into Earth and did a boom crash, did a thing where he did that, and but the actual knowledge and wisdom and power of himself stayed outside the world. I'm trying to explain it, but it's kind of hard. Anyways, Core sensations I never felt before now identify as pain, stroked across my body as I failed within the torment, brightening in gravity. Something wrong was happening. My energy was sucked from me, and the entirety of my memories with it. So, I also lost his memory. Okay, I hurled down towards the surface of the planet, and the will of gravity alone. At the will of gravity alone. White and gold fire about me as I made my abrupt entry into the Earth's atmosphere. The same size as the other beings. The same size. The same size as the other beings, both mortal and not. I crashed hard down, so he was, or they was, crashed down onto the earth. My formless being rest about like a mist. For several months, I was nothing but a formless cloud of dark dust. blowing about with the breeze, unknowing, unthinking, incapable of containing knowledge. Then, finally, poof! I became a form upon the earth, weak, helpless, unable to move myself for several hours, maybe even days. I studied the world around me, the shapes, the colors, the sounds, the smells, incapable of moving, just yet. Finally, ha ha ha! Oh, that was a great one! So, entity, wait, what is that? I heard something strange. I somehow understood what it was. A voice. Yeah, human voice. Whatever that was. Figures quickly hovered over to me. Having originally been traveling in the shade of the forest, my crater had created what catered catered no created. My creator had created. I don't know. What in the universe's name is that? A second voice mumbled behind the first. Wait, what in the universe's name is that? A second voice mumbled behind the first. Suddenly, there was a hand reaching down for my head. As as a flinch, I moved to avoid it. Wait, I moved? Sitting up quickly, I began leaning to and fro, not understanding how gravity works. What what is that? I don't know. The owner of the hand moved around me cautiously, hovering above the ground by a few inches, one hand to his chin. The other being stayed to my back, only the occasional shuffling of grass under his feet letting me know he was still there. After I had gotten the hang of sitting up, I began attempting to stand, only falling over the many times I tried. Do you think, perhaps it could be an alien? The one behind me asked, me still attempting to stand. No? The man ahead of me seemed to shake off that idea right away. His eyes were what interested me the most. They were bright white, like the dots of the sky I had seen while laying on my back for days on end. Those eyes also seemed to be studying me very closely. I decided to try to figure out what he was looking at, finding that I, too, had legs, arms, a torso, and a head like he had, except I was fully black, unlike him, and had black cloud-like stuff lifting off me. Tell me, the man spoke, making me lift my heavy head up to look him in the eyes. What is your name? He asked. I stared blankly. What was he talking to me? I could hear the other sigh. I could hear the other sigh, frustrated after a long silence had passed. Ugh, Herobrine, Herobrine, you like a burp again. Sorry. You aren't going to get anything out of this thing. Out of this thing. It is obviously dumb and nearly useless. Just just look at the thing's scrawny little arms. The one behind me sounded irritated. Wait, man, wait. The man lifted his hand towards the other, silencing him. Okay then. Let's say you don't know how to talk. Can you understand what I am saying? He asked. Did I understand him? And how does one let another know whether they can or can't? Still, I kept staring blankly. The man then sighed a little, pulling a little object out from his pocket. Do you see this? He asked me. I leaned in a little to have a better look. My eyes widened with wonder at the sight of the new thing, which released which released a normal and which released an aroma I had never smelled before. It was a small chunk of freshly cooked meat, and while I did not know what its purpose was, that didn't keep me from wanting it. I stuck out a curious hand forward, attempting to grab the little thing. Hey, hello, Chris X. Lynn. Hope you're having a fine day today. I'm just continuing on reading. We are so close, last chapter. Most likely won't be able to read it all, but I am still trying to read at least a little bit. Eventually we're gonna get to the action. Don't worry, guys. There will be some form of a ending. Anyways, you wondered the sign of a new thing which released curious. Why is this paragraph so long? Telling you to grab a little thing. Only for it to be quickly pulled away from me. Ha ha ha! Quickly laughed, likely enjoying my bewildered reaction to such a sudden and unrewarding movement. Alright, let's see if you can stand up. Come here, little one. The man stepped back, taunting me to follow with the piece of meat in his hand. I'm doing okay. Just got off school. How's your day? I am doing good. I've had work and stuff. So I'm finally in a window of time whenever I can read. And then after that, it'll be going straight to church. So, yeah. I also had a cookie. So that's instantly puts my day up there. Let's see how you can stand up. Taunting me to follow with the piece of meat in his hand. I tried standing again. Insanely wobbly legs fighting gravity. I eventually gave up standing on two legs, preferring I travel on four instead. It was much easier that way, but I still did end up tripping over my own arms in my attempts. Ugh, really? That thing isn't a dog, Herobrine. The other person sounded obviously annoyed. Maybe not, but he said as I finally got the hang of crawling, making my way over to him and reaching up for the object he had taunted me with. He stared down at me for several seconds. I think I'm going to name him Null. He smiled, finally handing me what I wanted. Right away, I saw this as a pretty nice beginning to my journey. Little did I know that he would only be the end of me. Pop, bang, nah. More flashbacks. Say hello to the universe for me. And then again, crack, and stay dead. Bang. But it wasn't all a bad thing either, because that last death was by far the biggest wake-up call I had ever had in the history of the universe. Heh. Oh yeah, I'm back, baby. Alright. Can you give a little summary of what happened so I could understand better? I think I might be ending the chapter here. I think this is like the halfway point that I was like, alright, if I was gonna be reading this would be the halfway point, so I'd be stopping. Pretty much, a lot, but also not much at the same time. You just, okay, I changed to first person point of view, because why not? And, the main character is the universe itself. And so the universe itself decided that it was angry. This is like a flashback. A flashback in time. The universe decided that it was angry at Herobrine and Notch for trying to kill each other and destroying a bunch of people in the process. And so the universe decided to come down to Earth and stop them. Only problem was it came down in the form of a very wimpy little immortal person. And yeah, that's pretty much where we are. I'm back, baby. Oh, cool. I never heard a story like this. It's unique. I know, right? I like coming up with unique stuff. But also, I am currently writing a short story that is literally just a story of a tiger, but then I replaced the tiger with Herobrine, and I'm like, good enough. It's a horror story. Hopefully, I'll have it done by Thanksgiving, so I can. Not Thanksgiving. um, the holiday. That is a holiday. That is on October 31st. I believe it was Halloween. Halloween. Yes. Okay. I know Halloween. We celebrate Halloween. Anyways, so yeah, Halloween. Should I go on for another shower? Maybe I'd have. Oh, excuse me. Oh, cool. I never heard. Yes, can you give? Oh yeah, yeah. That's Saturday. Okay. So yeah, Minecraft book. Anyway, I'm going to continue reading. I may as well. Um, ready for a graphic scene, guys? Okay. You know, I like to think that this scene was what inspired that scene in what's it called? The Hog Hunt made by Saddest, cuz I wrote this like a couple years ago and she only I don't know. I'm just kidding, but I'm just like ooh, I'm just now like, "Oh my gosh, they're the same scene but different." Because instead of one anvil falling on person falls on ground and they both die and then they like, oop. Anyways, let's continue. Hopefully this makes sense. From here on, it'll hopefully be a little bit easier to understand. If it doesn't, then just ask me and then I'll try to explain it as best as I can. Carter lands on the hard earth with a crash, breaking all his bones simultaneously, losing his life to the Great Fall. But in his death, the trinket in his hand prolongs the soul's departure, as his body is in an instant sewn back together fiber by fiber, until he is once again living, adrenaline filled and gasping for air. Cody! He sits up screaming, taking in the falling drops of water as his own tears. Oh, it's raining. I see. Oh yeah, it was raining at the end of the last chapter. It started raining. Ooh. Anyways, he had heard a terrible crack and bang right before he too had landed. Even though he knew I could rest, reset, his heart filled with fear. Looking around, Carter gathers together his senses and stands and runs through the desolate street, now littered with damp ash and a few dead bodies here and there. Oh no, corpses of the flesh-tearing pig monsters lay about too, along with a couple flat ghasts. The inflatable go. Oh, that's how I love imagining gas. So they're just little inflatable balloons that you can just stab and they go. Nyeh. That's why they die so easily. You just shoot them a couple times and that pops some holes and they go like, and then they die. They just little blubbery balloons. Them ghasts. That's why they're so sad because they realize that they're just little blubbery balloons. Oh no. Okay. And I'm talking about guests. Okay, where was I? Flat guests, ah yes. And blazes hardened by the rain. A few just then clanking down onto the ground, accepting their deaths right there. Only the sound of falling rain now haunts the city, which had once been so full with fire. And then so full with chaos. Now only grays and even darker grays amount to anything considered color. Minecraft lore? I know, right? Minecraft lore, epic. Cody? Carter calls desperately, hoping I somehow hadn't died. He knows where I am, somehow, and runs in the direction of a sword. A sword stuck in a solid rock, raised high on a platform, standing firm as the city's long gone beacon of hope, the very being that had been destroyed just above the skyscraper's rooftops nearly thousands of years ago. So basically, this is where Noel went kadoosh, and the sword fell, and now it's a monument, and people cry. Good. Okay. So a second, the solid run. Okay. The man runs to a complete stop. Complete stops? Okay. Horrified by what he sees. There, my dead body. Handle. I know what's coming. Handle of the mighty sword sticking through my small form. Blood running down the worn wood of its handle. My cold blood sticking to the sword's handle. A much darker red now. See, I am so gory. Anyways, handle. What I call the thing that I read now. Ever engraved in the handle, notches, tally marks, markings. Each one representing a past death. Ooh, I changed my profile picture. Spooky ghost. Spooky ghost. Yeah, I'm sorry if I torment any children. I tried to keep it PG as possible. Just kidding. No, no, Andrew, Cody! Carter breaks through the invisible binds, holding him back, rushing over the slippery concrete to reach my dead corpse of a form, clothes drenched under the rain. Here, he falls down onto his knees, unable to look at the dead face. Tears brim his eyes as his mind is stuck in a whirl. Okay, no clue what to do next, or even how he should feel. Memories of my last death fill his head as well, doubting the pain he once thought was long gone. Please, you can't keep doing this. Just stop. By the Protector's unspoken name, don't die. He knows it is pointless to make such pleas, but they still stream out of his mouth, like the tears which stream out of his eyes. My form is still dead, already beginning the process of breaking itself down. Ah, yes. The wonderful cycles of life and death. Carter reaches out as if he is about to grab my limp hand, but snatches it back quickly, instead preferring to take this time to lament in the moment. Crushing gasps for air as mourning as he feels truly crushed. Not again, he breathes. Not again! I had fallen a second time. All in the means of saving his life. Again. Sad drama. I know, right? It's so sad and dramatic. You can just imagine hearing the sad music, the violin going. Wait, how do you hold a violin again? And little does he see that under the dead form on the golden decorated blade of the old diamond sword, a thin gold line glows, digging yet another notch into the blade. The 100th notch, the last one. Soon all the notches begin to glow a dim gold as well, marking my return, reunited with the power I had lost deep within my blade, my return as my true self, the protector, the universe. Sad violin music. Oh, that's just so sad. Let me play on the world's smallest violin. Allow me to play. And I don't know how the quote went exactly. Oh, yes. I actually drew the sword. It's on the wall. So I don't think you guys can see it, but I can show you potentially, but it's a decent picture. I spent a lot of time on the grass in the picture, so I didn't do much else. Just a bunch of grass, really. But I mean, it's a decent picture. Oh, the zzz. I don't know why that makes me laugh. I hear a few crackles around me, and some zzz noises buzz around in my head as my true memories finally return to me. And let me just say, it is a wonderful feeling. As if I had been blinded all these years, and just now the blinds have been untied, allowing me to once again see all I have been missing out on. My entire body is filled with a warm, fuzzing feeling, and I have no idea where I am. I just know that I am back. Slowly, the warmth dies down, and the feeling is gone, and I open my eyes to the harsh reality. Dead silent, cold, soaking ash, wet rain. My home. A home I need to fix. I hear a noise beneath me, and I look down, eyes widening, when I see it is none other than Carter, whose face and eyes are red despite being soaking with cold water. I realize I'm flying, and drop down directly in front of the young man. He falls from his knees and down onto his back, quickly crawling backwards. Oh, oh, how would you say that, anyways? Crawling backwards, his eyes sadden, and the sight of my chest having my eyes sadden at the sight of his chest heaving and the sound of his heart going nearly twice the speed it should be going. To this reaction, I lower myself a little, keeping my bold excitement down for now, and making sure to show compassion in my eyes, scrunching them even, like happiness. Carter. I speak softly, crouching down so I'm nearly sitting, ears delighted by the sound of my original voice, which sounds even friendlier than it did as Noel. So I guess Noel's voice is more like, "Hey, what's up?" That isn't canon. I speak softly, crouching down. It's me, Andrea, Cody, your friend. This is my true form. You fool! You haven't even seen my final form. I tried to explain. Carter still looks so confused. I know I'm ruining the sad, wonderful moment of this book, but memes. Carter. Oh wait, I already read that. You were just a dead body, but then you just floated up and glowed? Carter voiced his confusion aloud. Sorry if I scared you. I apologized. Carter only stares at me with wide eyes, trying to understand everything he is taking in. Well, I stand after a moment's silence. I need to finish what I came here for. I hover up into the air, looking towards the dark gray sky. Oh, and Carter, please don't try to get involved in this time. I warn the young man off. As much as I so wish to give him a tight hug as I rejoice in finally understanding, well, everything, I know he is still processing everything and likely wouldn't receive it well. Besides, I have work to do. Nah, not ruining nothing. Nothing can defeat the memes. I know, right? So basically, if you didn't get that, it was just revealed that you, the reader, or me. And Noel are the same person. Oh my. If you need a better explanation, basically, the universe comes down. Gross. I mean, not gross, but sad little creature, and it becomes Null, and then Null gets slowly stronger over time until Herobrine's like, this is a threat. This is an Avengers level threat, as we're talking about memes. And then he's like, let's get rid of them. This Null guy. And so then him and Notch destroy by trying to make him mortal. However, since he is the literal universe, you can't really do that. So he just turned into this endless cycle of dying and then respawning or rebirthing or whatever. And so that's why he keeps coming back, but as like another form, I guess. Until now, I guess he died 100 times. So now he somehow magic somehow allows him to come back as his original form, and he can now kick the immortals bootoshes and win save the day. Because this is an original story. Thanks for clearing up. Thank you. I mean, you're welcome. Yeah, this chapter confused my friends so much. I was like, okay, you gotta go this, and they're like, by the end of it, they're like, what even is going on? So, yeah, that's the story. So yeah, they're both the same person, and that's one reason why I couldn't tell you guys this before because it was a spoiler, but that's why in the third person when it was talking about Null, that was past tense, and then when it was talking about you point of view, it is present tense. So that's why past tense is because it was literally the past, and present tense because it is not the past. Anyways, I apologized. Wait, past tense. I thought this was supposed to be present tense. Oh no. Trying to understand everything he is taking in. Well, I worked. Okay, I already finished that paragraph. Okay, on we go. Lightning cracks the dark sky above me. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being able to understand it. I keep having false burps. Oh, excuse me. Burp. Excuse me. Burp. Burp. Excuse me. Ah. 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 Finally, after all these years. Anyways, Herobrine, my beloved. No. Okay, lightning cracks the dark sky above me. Rain begins to pour down in heavy sheets, both of which do not affect me. Literally. Fun fact, as I explained in the sequel, the rain literally goes through the character, so it doesn't affect him. Cause why not? So, Herobrine! My voice booms up into the clouds. A flying form drops from them, eyes shining like a beacon, rain pouring into his already soaking clothes. Clothes. I'm so English. Clothes. Dripping down his chin. Clothes were dripping down his chin. Anyway, his jaw is tightly clamped, seething breaths escaping between his teeth, canines appearing more as fangs. At first, he shows no signs of recognition, still slowly easing out of his chaotic mindset. But then, he recognizes me, and his brows furrow into a deep scowl. So, the brat can fly now, huh? Ooh. He attempts to tease, but I see directly through his mask, making sure he is slightly above me. confusion and fear. Wait, making sure he's slightly above me, confusion and so Herobrine is trying to be flying above the Knoll person, and he's like, haha, I'm taller than you, look at my ego. But in reality, confusion and fear filling him from head to toe, emotions which are masked by pure hatred. It is time for your it is time for you to meet your fate. You have brought suffering upon this earth far too long. I shout over the pelting rain, which just goes through me. I did end up explaining that, okay. What are you? Some kind of ghost back from vacation? Huh? Well, welcome to the time of the present, where everyone must answer to me. With that, the immortal charges down at me. Quickly, I pull my arm back and thrust it outward, sending an eruption through the sky, sending the immortal spiraling away, following the stormy clouds which fly back several miles. Oh boy, he went far. It's anime battle time now. I was saying, it is time it is time he understands just how serious I am. I do not tolerate and follow the immortal. I do not relent and follow the immortal as he is thrust back, grabbing him by the back of the shirt and pulling him into the opposite direction. A maneuver that could have easily snapped an immortal's neck. A mortal's neck, not an immortal's neck. Because immortals are magical, you know? His form continues flailing as he tries to identify which way is up and which way is down. I zoom after him again, giving him no time to think. Spinning around, I kick my shin into his gut, stopping him midair and knocking him off course with the ground. Several punches also make their way at him. Because this is anime battle time, you know, man? All my attacks simply acting as weak upon call. Weak up call. Wake up call. Why is it weak? Bad magic. I mean bad grammar. Forcing him to realize just how much danger he is in. Absurdity rushes from his mouth as the immortal is finally given time to think. Me allowing him to hover yet again. This time making sure he is below me. Haha. Wait, no! He finally shakes his head, resetting his mind so that he can think yet again. What in the nether are you? He finally looks up at me. He already knows the answer. He just won't accept it. Ha ha. Magic. Bradson Ramir person. I speak to him sternly, full name silencing the man. You were created to protect this world, not destroy it. You and your brother have caused so much chaos in your time, I am not even sure if I can allow you to live. The darker tone sure isn't my favorite, but it brings Herobrine into an immediate state of internal bargaining as he attempts to come up with some sort of rebuttal. He finally drops his head, sweat falling onto his brow, joining the remaining droplets of water. Notch is dead now, isn't he? Sorry, I'm not talking. Got interest in the book. That's all right. That's cool. I understand. I'm interested too. I haven't read this chapter in so long. You can tell because of all the grammatical errors. He finally drops his head, sweat falling into his brow, joining the remaining droplets of water. Notch is dead now, isn't he? He asks. less concerned for his brother's sake and more for his own. I was so stupid. I knew I should have. I knew I should have gone after Nolan. After Noel. I knew I should have gone after Noel after that battle. Herobrine mumbles to himself. However, I can still hear him. Herobrine. This is Optimus Prime. You must not take the Energon. Stop hoarding all the Energon up this Decepticons. I mean Herobrine. Yo, can we go to fan fiction where it's Herobrine, where it's Minecraft and Transformers meet? He finally drops his head. So I've already read this 3 times. Okay, however, I can still hear him. Oh my gosh, I can still hear you. Herobrine. I speak up, grabbing his attention once again. He looks at me coldly. Your brother is indeed alive. However, his state is not a good one. Herobrine's eyebrows shift, and I lift my hand, teleporting beside the immortal, his brother, who floats unconscious. Herobrine jumps away, aghast at the sight. Studying the body, Herobrine frowns, brows lowered to nearly cover his eyes. Why didn't you just kill him? He looks as if he would have preferred his own brother dead. I sigh, pained as I remembered how cheerful and innocent this immortal had once been. Transformers meet Minecraft the movie, yes. I could voice all the characters. Hey, it is I, Bumblebee. That's it. Okay. I was not able to do so in my previous form, but now I'm able to properly judge your deeds, and shall choose both your punishments shortly. He looks dead. I'm aware of that. Ready to get on with things, I sway my hand outward, following its motion. A trail of dark purple liquid rises from the unconscious immortal. Said liquid drops once I allow it, and we both watch as Notch continues to lay still. Suddenly, the sleeping immortal wakens, gasping as if woken from a nightmare. His eyes dart between me and his brother, and down at the city, reaching hundreds of blocks below. I'll voice the villagers, yes. Villager time, yeah. City reaching hundreds of blocks below. Oh, so this is what a nightmare looks like, he says, observantly. His brother creates a diamond sword and throws it at his brother's head. The brother just barely dodges, shouting in discomfort as the blade grazes his skin. You aren't asleep, stupid, Herobrine points out, further confusing Notch before he can ask anything. Marcus Alex Jefferson. Oh my gosh. Alex J. How would you pronounce that middle name? I have never known. Oh my gosh. Little fanfiction me being like, haha, I'm going to use not his full name. Why? Anyways, I speak forth, making my presence known and intimidating, straightening up. Notch quickly turns to me with wide eyes, as Herobrine had when hearing his full name. For possibly the first time, you, along with your brother, were created to protect the mortals of this world. Your created duty, as 2 of the original 4, was to keep in check the reckless immortals. That was why you 2 were even given that combined power to change someone from immortal to mortal in the first place. Instead, you 2 have done the complete opposite. Both of you are responsible for the loss of thousands of lives and the suffering of millions. What do you two have to say for yourselves? I feel like this is a mom just grounding two kids. The sky is silent. The background breeze is the only sound as the air is filled with thinking. Magma cream with this. Magma cream with this. Who put you in charge all of a sudden? Oh boy. This has been going on for an hour and 30 minutes. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish the chapter, but I think I'm on a roll, so I'm just going to go with it. If you guys end up leaving, it's alright, because this is going to be potentially a very long stream, and you guys can always come back, right? Right? So anyways, Magma cream with this. Who put you in charge all of a sudden? Herobrine snaps up at me, eyeing Notch as if sharing an idea with him. I'm sure that deep down you are that same worthless blob anyways. Why would I ever have to answer to you? A moment, and Notch picks up what his brother is laying down, and the two quickly fly into action, away from me in opposite directions. I turn my gaze to Notch, who holds his hands near one another as if forming an invisible sphere. Herobrine does the same thing. I realize what the two are doing when I begin to see colorful pixels sprout in my vision. No. Appalled by their second attempt to make me mortal, my eyelids drop, angered, and as I thrust both my arms outward, knocking the particles back, as well as the two attempting to form them. In a flash, I am behind Notch, kick him forward, he slams into Herobrine. I grab the two, they fall, throwing them up into the sky. On the one in each arm, teleport above both, and they run into my feet. He just stands there, and they go like, "Whoo!" He's standing here. They going like, "Ah!" Bleh. And throw them into each other. Where's the feet? Where's the feet? You promised us feet. There we are. Okay, grab the two by one of their shoulders each, throw them into each other, let them fall, and hit them both. This is just like a guide to how to beat up immortals, ain't it? When they are nearing the tops of the skyscrapers, when they've had their fun, I hold both in place with my own mind and watch as the two desperately try to escape. Still recovering. Oh wow. I'm sorry. I'm just like, I'm kind of glad you said you were like, oh wow, I'm excited, because like I'm just like, in my brain is just, the whole time I've been reading this, I've been like, come on, get already, it's so boring, no one likes this, no one's gonna like it, you just end it already, and I'm just like, no, because I have a job to do, and so I'm going to continue reading it. So yeah, that's my brain. That's why I usually play music in the background, just because my brain, I can, it likes to do the little spinny thing, you know? Anyways, is that how you thank me for allowing you to speak in your own behalf? Do you two know anything besides fighting and endless bloodshed? Herobrine's eyes glow brightly at the last spoken word. Bloodshed. Bloodshed is my middle name. No matter what you call you, no matter what you do to me, I will never bow to anyone, especially you. LeMayo, don't pressure yourself. No, it's okay, cause like I know so many people say don't pressure yourself, but I mean that's how you get better. I mean, am I right? I mean, if I was just like, oh no, I don't feel like doing that, okay, bye, then I would never end up doing it. So my little tip of advice is, if you're feeling like that, then just do it anyways. I mean, eventually there's a level where you might want to at least calm it down, but as long as you're not like exploding, then you'll be fine. I've been doing this my whole life, and I'm fine. I haven't died once, so that's good. Herobrine's eyes glow. Oh, I see your POV. Okay, Herobrine's eyes glow brightly at the last spoken word. Blush. Well, I already read that part, and I wanted to. All I wanted to do was see if these two could be redeemed. Wait, his statement knocks its way into my being. All I wanted to see if these two could be redeemed. All I was looking for was a sliver of hope that these two could go on to live better lives and accept forgiveness. Um, my eyes prickle with pain, like whenever they like cry, but without the tears. Clearly not. Bradson Marcus. Oh, he really is just like a big mom. I speak up firmly. Though you two have done all these things, I'm going to give you one last chance. Must I share with you all you have done? I doubt I've done anything noteworthy. Notch. In your dreams, Herobrine. Very well. And with that, I form a short series of events in each of their heads. I'm sorry, I just got like flash forwards, is it? To like the sequel, and I'm like makes me want to continue writing that sequel of theirs. Had taken part in or had themselves created only from their points of view, shouting all the past events they had taken part in or had themselves created only from other points of view, showing the true gore of their actions. It was fast and it was quick, but it did its job, and both of them had been reminded of all they had done, some of their worst deeds. Snapping out of it, both brothers panted heavily, Notch's eyes wide, Herobrine's tightly closed. Do you both see what I mean? I watch closely for their individual reactions. Notch looks taken back, while Herobrine appears to be sorting through his thoughts one at a time. I Notch begins stuttering. Uncontrollably, making Herobrine face his head against. Making Herobrine force his head against my wishes to glare at him. Making Herobrine force his head against my wishes to glare at him. Oh, so it's like... So Notch is stuttering, and Herobrine's like, dude, what's up, man? Why you gotta be stuttering? Wait, I'm not sure if you can see that. Okay. That's basically what was going on. Would you please just shut up? No, you don't understand. I did all that. I actually made them fight the death. Notch appeared to be surprised. So I've done worse, and I feel fine. Don't be a puss. Oh, that's a bad word. Oh, I don't think I knew that was a bad word back then. Herobrine insults, though I can see he is mostly attempting to push down his own guilt. A tear falls from Notch's eye, and I allow the two to move freely, simply to see how they react. Inside, I wish for both to tell me they desire to change and are willing to accept punishment for their actions. Then they will be given a chance to redeem themselves. Please, you must be them, the protector, right? Notch drops a little, asking me if I am who I appear to be. I nod slowly, watching his eyes fill with steaming hot tears. I don't want to die. Please, I. Herobrine groans in response to his brother, crossing his arms. Pathetic. He mumbles. Ew, pathetic. Oh my gosh, I need to stop. Because, like, pathetic is, like, one of those words that's, like, a keyword in another book. Oh, I need to read that one as well, but that one is excruciatingly terrible, and all my friends tell me that they got depressed because of it, so I don't know if I want to actually read it. But I also love that book so much. So yeah. Pathetic. He mumbles before sniffing up what could have been a small tear. My eyes soften for Notch. He clearly is having difficulty overcoming the complex emotions that come with truly knowing one's own faults. Herobrine, however, appears to be walling all those feelings off again, not allowing himself to feel them. Forgive me. Notch finally gives us his son. Suddenly gives us his stuttering, unable to think of anything else. Gives up. Oh, it's up. Notch finally gives up, his stuttering, unable to think of anything else to say, unable to come up with any excuses. Please, I do not want to die, I see why I possibly do deserve it. If it were at all possible that I could excuse me, that I could make it up to you, to this world, I will. Oh, could you ever spare me? I promise I will do anything. He falls further down, trying to kneel down on the air he floats over. Floats. I'm just becoming slowly more English, aren't I? I need to stop watching British YouTubers. But the dream SMP. I internally smile, but before I can react, I turn my sight onto Herobrine, who has his back facing me, and appears to be looking out at the sun, which is finally starting to set after a long, long day. Herobrine? I watch as he cringes to the sound of my voice. And what do you have to say? I wait, as he thinks, him stiffly watching the sunset change sky orangish pink. That small bubbling hope that he too will change grows inside of me, even making my eyes scrunch very slightly in anticipation. Finally, Herobrine begins slowly turning to me, looking over his shoulder with not the face I was hoping for. Be pure mercy, he growls. Then I watch as dark obsidian as a dark obsidian sword slides into his right hand, swinging fully around all of a sudden, and with intense speed too. He thrusts the dark blade directly at my head. My eyes widen as I just barely are able to catch it, surprised the immortal who threw it. Oh, so he threw it. That's nice. I would rather die. The man spits. A little broken, I glanced over at Notch, who is standing again on air, with disbelief closer to me than his brother. I bring the blade he had just thrown, looking down at its nearly perfect waves of purple enchantments. This. Okay, where was it? Purple. Where's the number purple? Where's the number purple? Oh no. Okay. This was the sword I had made for him so long ago. My face suddenly turns cold as I lock eyes with the only other immortal out there who possessed eyes so much like my own. Then your punishment shall be far worse than death. I speak, even sending shivers down my own spine. Huron's brows shift, confused, and he watches me carefully as I glide my hand over to the obsidian blade, words being engraved on its surface. His eyes widen slightly as he pulls out another sword, a common diamond one, and races for me, determined to end me in whatever I am doing. I, however, am too fast. Oh, they don't even have hair. How'd they get on there? And races for me, determined and too fast. A single second goes by, and the obsidian blade has already been thrown at its target. Notch blinks just in time to miss it, and as the blade sinks in and through Herobrine's chest, collecting him in a bright white flash. Wait, collecting, like, he goes like, yep. Bright white. Where was I? Right here. Bright white flash, there it is. Okay, and by the time Notch is finished blinking, his brother is gone, lost to the sword which continues to fall. I call the blade forth, it coming back to me like a boomerang. Once in my hands, I examine the weapon. Nothing appears to have changed, other than a few glowing white waves which glide upon its surface, like the enchant, not the apostrophe. Like the enchantments. What just happened? Notch's eyes are wide, darting all around for where his brother could have gone. His soul has been sealed within this weapon, where it will suffer the torment of endless boredom until the end of all existence on this earth. I answer, showing the blade, the bald immortal, the sword a little better. He takes notice of the engraved words upon it, and gulps air down his dry throat. So it is just death for me, then? He looks up at me warily, instincts telling him to run. Not entirely. I smile, ever so slightly, making the immortal tilt his head a little. I appreciate your being humble and owning up to what you have done. However, that does not mean you cannot go unpunished. I swap my voice and express to Stern, watching Noel cower. Noel? This isn't Noel, this is Notch. Oh no, I got it confused. You will be made mortal, as you had made me. You will slave away for those you have you have enslaved, and will age like the rest of them. You will not be seen as an outlaw nor a king, but as a servant. Like all those mortal, you will also be stripped of your powers and will have to discover what it is like to be human. Do you accept this? After asking, I waited patiently for her response. Notch looks down at the city, at the dark shadows, contrasted by bright orange light being reflected from the day's end, sleepy sun, at the dead and the living upon the streets, and the living as they begin cleaning up the collateral damage. He blinks, then looks back up at me, defeated in his heart. Yes, I accept this. He lowers his head. I smile and bring my unoccupied hand. Oh, I've done so much reading. Oh, I ran out of water almost. Well, there goes my water. Uh-oh. And then I lift up. He lowers his head. I smile and bring my unoccupied hand, the left one, up onto his shoulder, where Notch begins to glow. I know how much it hurts, so I make it quick, hearing a quick yelp as Notch, in a way, ripped apart and glued back together instantaneously. Relief washes over me when I see Notch appears perfectly fine when it is over. He simply looks a little more simpler. He has fallen unconscious and begins descending to the terms of gravity. I rush down and grab him. He seems so much smaller now, though in reality he hasn't changed that much in size. Perhaps it is just that I have grown a little then. I fly down to the nearest skyscraper with a flat roof and carefully place the fallen notch on top of it. Now, what next? So basically, he made Notch mortal, so, like, die eventually, like all mortals do, Mortals tend to do that, they all die eventually. And other philosophical stuff, said in a funny accent. Oh boy, we're so close. So close. And we're only almost 2 hours in. Nice. Okay. After a moment, I decide to wake the man, making my hand instantly cold and placing it on his forehead. The man jumps, ramming his face into my hand as he does so. Ow! He carefully rubs his forehead, then proceeds to check his butt. Wait, does that mean his hand is like steel or something like? Because like this doesn't hurt too much. But then that means you'd have to be like steel. There's like not even that hurts too much. Or something that's steel. Here, there's a lamp. Yeah, nothing's just okay. There's a plate. More like this, I guess. Yeah, that kind of hurts a little bit. All right. He carefully rubs his forehead, then proceeds to check his body, making sure that his being is intact. So, this is what being mortal feels like, I guess. He sighs over his own words. Then he looks up again at me, an embarrassed look on his face. I truly am sorry. If only I had not been so selfish. I might have not. I lifted my hand to stop him there. No need for that. You have already been forgiven. But I still would like for you to do me a favor. I smile slightly, watching the new mortal jump off the ground, only to find how unstable his legs momentarily are. Excuse me. Of course. Whatever would you like for me to do? He tries his best to stand at attention. I try my best not to chuckle. Once all good with his balance, I hand him the obsidian sword. He stares down at it in confusion. I would like for you to hide this. Somewhere someone won't be able to find it. Set up traps, too, if necessary. I wouldn't want someone to use it against others. I hand him the task, keeping out the part about Herobrine's power encased in that sword as well. Oh no. Why don't you keep it then? Notch looks up at me in confusion. I don't need too much time to think. I just don't really like the memories, is all. I answer, awkwardly rubbing the back of my head. Notch nods understandingly. He turns soon after to complete his given mission, momentarily attaching the sword to his belt at an uncomfortable angle. I watch curiously as he looks up at the sky for a long period of time, as if he is expecting something to happen. Oh yeah, you can't fly or teleport. He laughs, uncomfortably, to which I joyfully chuckle. How, to it, oh wait, he says, oh yeah, can't fly or teleport. He laughs, uncomfortably, to which I joyfully chuckle. How do we reach the bottom of a building at the speed of light, or at least as fast as an arrow? Heh. There's no such thing as speed when you are mortal. The stairs will have to do. I smile, pointing to a spot which looks like a little shack. And opens up to exactly what he needs. Oh, thanks. He smiles. A small one a small one, covering up the annoyance littering his mind. I laugh a little and begin flying away. It is going to take him a while to get used to that. Oh boy, it's already 5 p.m. I might have to leave soon, and I still have so much to read. Not really, but still. Okay, I soar up into the sky, as free as a bird, as I look upon the bright horizon, where the sun has turned the sky into a beautiful array of reds, pinks, purples, and even some blue. Don't know why that was so hard to say. Directly upward, I can see the stars peeking through the atmosphere, stopping. I look up at their twinkling, closing my eyes, once again feel their strength. Oh, it's so good to be back. To finally know where I truly belong. The universe, or as I'd prefer to call it, the universe's protector, not the worst ring to it. It's just amazing to think of how far I've come. Finally free. Finally me. Carter is once again brought to mind, and I open my eyes, scanning for where he may be. I find him along one of the main streets, helping some people carry off the carcasses of gassed pancakes. Ah, yes, even past me was like, this is too hilarious. They're little pancakes. um, uh, gonna fry up some gassed pancakes and eat them for breakfast. I smile, then teleport nearby his location. Everyone jumps at my sudden appearance. Carter is the calmest among them, still frightened though. Man, are you ever not helping someone out? I smile down at the young man, who smiles back up at me. I can still see confusion on him, but it appears that most of that has been sorted through already. Can I, have a hug? I ask awkwardly, splitting my arms my arms from my sides a little as a gesture, like doing like hug. I don't know. He just one hug from a friend, I guess. Splitting my arms aside the gesture. Carter drops the blubber bit of the gas he had been carrying, and faces me more directly, but looks lore, lore, interested in talking than hugging, which is completely understandable. So, Cody, Andrea, Anna, I think? Did you know you're the universe and all that before today? He asks, chuckling with his confusion. No, not at all, actually. I only knew of my past self as no? Yeah. Well, I have been thinking quite a lot these last couple hours, and I have come to realize something. Carter speaks up, catching my curiosity. You have? Yep. You, my friend, need a new name. This catches me completely off guard. Excuse me? A new what? A new name. The universe or the protector just sounds a little awkward for a friend to call another friend by, you know? Carter makes a good point. And my eyes soften, a warm, happy, but also kind of confused. Carter must have noticed me falling into a daze. What, is something wrong? He begins, looking around himself for whatever might have triggered me to suddenly be so still and quiet. Oh, nothing. Nothing. I just, my airway feels a little clogged. It's like his throat, but I don't got no throat because he's just a cloud man. I feel as if something liquid-like might be bubbling up in my eyes. I guess I was just worried you might be scared of me or something. After finding out I am an immortal, I say, eyes fogging a little in whatever milky liquid this is. Uh, what? What? No way. You may be a little different now, but not exactly and not exactly look human. To my sudden surprise, Carter steps up to me quickly, wrapping his arms around me and tugging me tightly. But you are still my friend. I don't quite know. I don't quite know what to feel at first. Is this what a hug really feels like? Slowly, my being feels a welcomed warmth, and I wrap my arms around Carter as well, letting the liquid in my eyes fall, which glows white just like them. It's like he got tears, but it's like glowy white. He can finally cry. Ew. Uh, exterior. Uh, white just like them, easy to see against my void-looking exterior. I had never felt so in peace before. Not in a million trillion years. So, what was that name idea you had? I asked, interrupting the silence, smiling. Oh, just something like uni. Sounds kind of stupid, I know. No, I like the name. It actually sounds pretty cute. The end! How I feel after finally finishing this book. Yes, look at this. 9,013 words. That was my longest chapter. Can't believe I actually passed that one in a previous book. In the more recent book. Except that was a whole story. It wasn't technically a chapter, but 14,000 for just one little page. I think is a lot. It wasn't technically a chapter, but it sort of was put into a single chapter. It was one of my short stories. One of my short stories was like 14,000 words long. And yeah, I might read that one. I think I'm gonna continue reading normal like full length books until then, and then just read short story stuff later. But I mean, why not? But from the bottom of my heart, thank you, everyone, for reading this far, and for simply enjoying the story. I personally would say that this has been one of my absolute favorite books to write, and I hope you all enjoyed reading it too. And I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it as well. No time. Stay up until 5 p.m. to finish this. Oh, nobody's talking. That was a fun night. That was a fun night. Just remembering, I just stayed up. I was like all groggy. I was like half delusional. Like, gotta finish the book. And so I did. I hope it turned out okay. Um, I thought I edited it, but as you can see, I clearly did not fully edit it. Still, so many mistakes. That's why having external editors can be a good thing. So yeah, I beat Scar, one of the other writer friends who had 8,000 word chapter, and that was her longest chapter. So hee hee, I beat her. Take that. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I believe we have finally come to the end of this amazing adventure. I'm actually surprised it only took 2 hours to read this. Not that bad. Not that bad. Only 2 hours. Gotta go soon, but not that bad. So yeah, I do thank you so much for listening, for reading, or whatever. I don't know if reading captions. If I don't know if you don't like listening to things and just want to read the captions. That's the way to read it, I guess. So, another thing I wanted to say, doing this, is that there is a reason, my dear viewers, that I've been reading this thing to you guys. More than just wanting to share this story, but I have had a not diabolical, but an actual reason for why I've been sharing this story at the same time, parallel to my other streams, let's just say. So, though the connection is not quite clear and likely will never be officially pronounced or proclaimed or any of that sort, I just want to let you know that there is a specific reason I chose to read this and not I don't know, something like Herobrine X Reader's sister.